Jagged Shards Skirmish Protocol. A fast-paced tabletop skirmish game set on a fractured Mars where two civilizations battle for survival. The human colonies rely on advanced technology, industrial might, and disciplined soldiers. The Martian order fights with living crystal constructs, ancient bioforms, and strange powers born from a shattered reality. In this video, we'll cover the core rules needed to start playing Jagged Shards. Campaign Overview. Jagged Shards is played as a territory campaign. Each faction controls its own strategic map made up of positions. Human players attack positions on the Martian map. Martian players attack positions on the human map. If an attacker wins a battle, they advance deeper into enemy territory. If the defender wins, the attacker fails to advance. The ultimate goal is to capture the enemy headquarters and end the campaign. Building a strike force. Each player builds a strike force using force rating, or FR. Every unit has an FR value. Add the FR values together to determine the total FR of your force. Objectives and warp flares. Objectives are the heart of the battlefield. To claim an objective, move into contact with it. Once claimed, an objective remains under your control until an enemy contests or captures it. Objectives contain valuable warp flare resources. The first time a player captures an objective, they gain its listed warp flare value. Each objective may only award its warp flare value once per player during the battle. Warp flares are the game's primary tactical resource. They may be spent throughout the round on rerolls, unit abilities, special actions, and reinforcements. Controlling objectives means controlling resources. Battle structure. A battle lasts 5 rounds. Each round follows the same sequence: initiative, command phase, movement phase, shooting phase, rush phase, melee phase, resolution. Let's look at each phase. Initiative. The attacker begins round 1 with initiative. Before the first round begins, the defender may attempt to steal initiative by rolling D100. A result of 66 or higher successfully steals initiative. After round 1, players roll off each round to determine initiative normally. Initiative determines which player acts first during each phase. Command phase. During the command phase, players may spend warp flares to return destroyed units to the battlefield. Returned units are deployed as reinforcements and cost 1 warp flare per unit. Reinforcements must deploy within 9 inches of a battlefield edge, more than 9 inches from objectives, more than 9 inches from enemy units, outside enemy deployment zones. Good resource management is often the difference between victory and defeat. Movement phase. Units move up to their listed movement value. Models may safely jump or drop up to 3 inches. Falls greater than 3 inches inflict a W threshold hit. Some units have special movement abilities that allow them to ignore normal terrain restrictions. Positioning is critical because every model is valuable. Shooting phase. To make a ranged attack, choose a target within range and line of sight. Roll D100. If the result meets or exceeds the modified SR threshold, the attack hits. The target's EV modifies the attacker's SR threshold, making the target harder to hit. Cover and battlefield conditions may also modify the attack. Rush phase. Rush allows a model to engage an enemy in melee combat. A successful rush moves the attacker into engagement range. Models may still capture or contest objectives while rushing, provided they follow the shortest legal path to engagement. Rushing is often the fastest way to seize key positions or shut down enemy shooters. Melee phase. Melee attacks are resolved using the same core system as shooting attacks. Roll D100. Meet or exceed the modified SR threshold. If the weapon's damage equals or exceeds the target's W threshold, the target is destroyed. Jagged Shards uses a one-shot, one-kill system. There are no hit points and no wound tracking. Every successful attack matters. Resolution phase. At the end of each round, objectives are scored. Special effects are resolved. The player who scores the most objective points that round earns 1 victory point. If both players score the same number of objective points, The round is a tie, and both players earn 1 victory point. Then the next round begins. Winning the battle. After 5 rounds, the player with the most victory points wins the battle. Campaign rewards are then applied. Attacker victories advance the campaign. Defender victories preserve territory. The battle may be over, but the war continues. Jagged Shards is a game of positioning, resource management, and decisive combat. Control objectives. Manage warp flares. Lead your faction to victory. Welcome to Jagged Shards, Skirmish Protocol.